Evening all, Louise here. Did you miss me? Right, been busy, very busy. I've had things to do on the allotment. I've got injuries. So I look scruffy because I am scruffy at the moment. I've just come back from garden. So, right, let's get this reading. It was a toss-up tonight between Tommy Robinson and Lucy Connolly. And then something struck me while I was in the garden. And I can almost hear the outrage coming towards me from my phone before I've even said anything. So before you start screaming at me, hear me out. Should we actually change our perspective on Keir Starmer? Now, I don't mean about his character, because it's very flawed. I don't mean his personality, also very flawed. I don't mean his ideology, very flawed, in my opinion. I mean in a different way. Since the Labour Party and Keir Starmer came to power, it's been a comedy of errors, if you like. One catastrophic decision after another. And it's taken the country in a direction that no one ever really envisaged. We knew it was going down the pan rapidly, but it's just descended so fast. But should we feel grateful for that? Why am I saying that? Right. The Labour Party have upset everybody, from the elderly to the young, to do with pensions and the prices of things and pricing people out of jobs and housing and all that kind of thing. And every single thing that they do, it just makes matters worse. Everything they have, everything they do turns to shit. But should we be grateful? Now, I think in a way, yes, because it's waking people up. People that wouldn't ordinarily wake up. It's affecting everybody in some way or another. And the only people it's not affecting are those who can afford to move out of the country, or those who don't live in areas, basically those with enough money to live in an area that would probably never be affected. However, even the Miliband's are getting upset about some developments in the area. So it's they're even affecting their own. So should we be grateful? I don't think I'm going to do a reading on that. That's just a question. Think about all the things that they've done that's turned to shit. Think about all the things that they've done and decided upon which directly affects you. And then start speaking to people who would have been happy to have the Labour Party in power until very recently, and listen to what they say. Are they beginning to wake up, do you think? Are we heading towards revolution? That's the question. Are we heading towards social revolution? Political, economic, and social revolution. Because we seem to be heading towards something at a very rapid pace of knots. So I'm going to draw a Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid, and the tarot of the day are the Lightseers Tarot by Chris Ann. Oh, let's have one. Are we heading towards a revolution? I keep hearing that. I mean, I know a lot of my viewers and subscribers are about my age and older, but most of them are around about my age, you will remember Wolfie Smith, Citizen Smith, Power to the People. Is that what we're actually heading for? We've got yin. Yin. Right, number 2. Two's usually about choices, but yin itself is feminine, it's water, it's cold, it's about the lungs. So yin sometimes talks about grief. Let's have a look what this says. Wrong page, Looby Loo. Right. Yin. This is a time when the most effective action is to allow others to show you the way forward. I think this is what Keir Starmer's doing, but it's not his intention, but that's exactly what's happening. Observe their behaviour and follow their lead. No, I won't be doing that. Your desire to push through must take a back seat for now. Collaborate and offer your ideas rather than dictating what must happen. Let others come to you. It's important that they feel they have power now. Another meaning is about releasing your need to have things in the form that you want. How do you want to feel basking in your success? Now allow the universe to show you the form. Yin is the sign of essence. This may go more smoothly than you expect. Right, so I haven't watched any news. The only things that I've put up in the last however many days that I've not been reading is that short media clip from the Associated Press of Starmer, Macron and Merz on the train. I think my feeling is that video is actually fake. Well, it's not fake, but what's on that table isn't what people thought it was. But I did find what was very strange was the behaviour and the facial expression of Macron as he was hiding that little piece of paper, and Merz's sneaky moves, picking up whatever it was on the table and sticking it in his hands and hiding it. And then Starmer's subsequent moving himself away from the table as if to say, it's not me, I haven't got anything. Watch it again and watch the facial expression and their body language. So, are we heading towards revolution? I think it's a time to not be quite so alarmed and enraged about what's going on, because it's all seems to be falling into place. Everything that's wrong seems to be being righted, even though the people who are trying to continue this control and of media, control of the spotlight, they seem to just be going in the wrong direction themselves. It's almost as if they are karmarizing themselves, if you like. But karma's here, it's coming. You can see it in so many ways. You've got, the only thing I've heard today is that Keir Starmer went to Albania today to try and secure some sort of deal about sending illegal immigrants there. And the Albanian Prime Minister said, no, we haven't got a deal with you. Our deal's with Italy. So he's losing face left, right and centre. So, first of all, we have the Hierophant. We have Temperance. We have the Sun. And we have the Two of Wands. Are we heading towards a revolution? This Hierophant, and the Hierophant normally talks about the Pope. I think that's another thing that's happened since my absence. It normally talks about the Pope, or it talks about establishment. the judiciary, systems like political systems, judicial systems, legal systems, religious systems. But this one is very, very Buddhist in its depiction. And this is, I don't know, the stairway to heaven, if you like. Which I suppose is a religious aspect, if you want to see it like that. But I'm seeing this as enlightenment. So this representative of the institutions here has got this facial expression of happiness and all that kind of thing. While all along, all the things going off behind the back is this opening up of enlightenment, seeing the light, seeing things for what they are, waking people up. I'm telling you, more and more people are waking up. And because of that, this is why you've got Keir Starmer talking about an island of strangers. He would have never said that in a million years if his electorate weren't awake. And then we've got the temperance, balancing, patience. It's trying to keep a balance, trying to keep on a balance. He's trying to keep balance. He's cross-legged. His centre is stuck firmly on the ground. This is an air of groundedness. But in actual fact, what's happening with the political system in this country right now is there is a juggling act between the emotional aspects, this emotional attachment to their ideology, if you like, of what would be the Labour Party. So for the people, by the people, and elected by the people, and looking after the poorest first, and all that kind of thing, and then bringing in all the poor people from around the world. They are having to juggle this balance between keeping people happy, the sun, and managing the emotional turmoil of what's going on in the country right now. It is an emotional turmoil. This world has changed. This country has changed, has been changing for decades, but more so in the last 5 years, it has accelerated, and it's causing this imbalance. And the imbalance has projected people to go and find out, why is this happening? People are starting to come out of their slumber. And I know the Hierophant isn't a coming out of your slumber card, but this is what this feels like to me. This feels like all this electricity up there is when people are starting to realise that they have been had, and they've been had for a very long time, and that any government, no matter what colour, no matter what you call it, can turn on a dime, because their job is to manage the success and the emotional outpouring from the electorate that they govern, if you like. So there's a disconnect here for the government, not just the government like the Labour government, but also for the Conservative government. They're also struggling because they are culpable. They've had 14 years in power. They haven't really managed this balance very well either. And then we get this sun. The sun is about success. This is about a spotlight being shone onto something. This is sunlight being the best disinfectant. And I'm feeling with this that this actually could be a come to Jesus moment for Keir Starmer. He's realised that you can't be ideological and that everything he does turns to shit. And he's been telling himself all sorts of stuff, but in reality, things aren't the way that he's been led to believe, because he's lived in a bubble as well. I think he's also getting a baptism of fire himself. As for the fire at his address, his £2 million house that he's renting out to somebody, and a fire at a previous address where he lived with a previous girlfriend, and a fire with of the car that once belonged to him, I believe. They've arrested somebody, a 21-year-old, and then goes quiet. It feels like there's going to be an outing of some skeletons here. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. It's all very... This is all about waking up. This temperance card, the balance of the light and dark, the sun and the moon, what's revealed and what's hidden. And then if you look at this man in this picture, he's got an angel behind him. So I might come back to that, because that might come more clear with this card at the moment. And then we've got the Two of Wands. This looks like Rachel Reeves to me. I don't know why, but it looks like Rachel Reeves to me. It does look like Rachel Reeves, it really does. But the Two of Wands is about making plans. Usually it's about things like trade, or it's also about decisions. The plans that have been made, does there need to be further decisions made about this? It feels quite waiting for something to happen. And if you look through the window, it's all very orange, all very fiery. And then I've got a phrase in my head, watching on while Rome burns. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but maybe other cards will come out. But is there going to be a revolution? Watching on, keeping safe while Rome burns. I think we're heading for some unrest. I do, and I think they've lost control of it. Oh, where's that gone? That went flying. Oh, here we go. Oh, it would be that, wouldn't it? Hang about. Five of Swords. That might be enough. Yes, Five of Swords. This is a challenge. This is you've got the Hierophant, this enlightenment, trying to juggle light and dark, trying to allow things to be illuminated while trying to keep other things secret. It's proving too much of a challenge. It's causing some huge mental stress. Swords, don't forget, are the realm of the mind, the intellect. And this crow is in his ear, pecking at him, pecking his head. He's not actually pecking his head, when you say you're pecking my head, it's what my kids say when I'm nagging them. So he's got somebody in his shell, like nagging him to death about something. He's really torn. He's really, really torn. I think he's lost in the wilderness. Mentally. He had these ideas about, being the big I am, but he's starting to realise that he's actually leaving quite a terrible legacy. And he wouldn't, and I do feel like he wouldn't care if it was just us, but I think that's coming back on him. this could be something to do with the attacks on his properties. It does feel close to home to me, though. This person who's done it, it feels very close to home rather than a terrorist type attack. But bearing in mind, you can arrest people on terrorism charges for refusing to give the police the PIN number to your phone. So, you know, I'd take that one with a pinch of salt until we know. But it's all gone very, very quiet. So whether there's injunctions, and if there's injunctions about talking about it coming up soon, we know it's definitely close to home. Right, Temperance and the Sun. Oh, here we go. We've got Strength. And we've got the Six of Pentacles. Right. We're trying to juggle, trying to keep things hidden, but it's not going to work. And what's coming out now is that the Labour Party is, I know this is a lion in this, is a wolf in sheep's clothing, coming across as meek and mild and, what's the word, caring, and, you know, wanting to, what's the word, look after all the world's waifs and strays. But actually, he's being shown up now as actually he is a wolf rather than a sheep. He comes across meek and mild, but he's a wolf rather than a sheep. And this is where we get this Island of Strangers from. Now, I know the Enoch Powell speech inside out because I studied it for my degree. One of many, excuse me, one of many speeches that I studied. The other one was the Windsor Change speech when they were decolonising Africa in the 60s. So, yeah, it's coming to light now. He's showing himself for who he is. He's actually a wolf, couldn't give two shits about anybody. And this facade of looking after the meek and the mild is not, you know, being shown up for not being who he really is. He don't give two shits about anybody. He cares about himself. And I believe he's recruited many people in the party who are exactly the same, like-minded individuals. So we've got this things coming to light. We've got this sitting back while Rome burns. And then we've got the Six of Pentacles. Now, this is about balance. It's about charity. So I don't quite know what that means with this and where we're going with this, but it does feel like, charity begins at home. There is going to be some upset here. And this card is just talking to me about upset. And then this is talking to me about charity being brought back home. I think they're going to have to do some drastic measures. And I think they're going to have to start doing what the British people have been asking them to do for decades and bring charity back home. Charity begins at home. This is the choice. Do you watch Rome burn, or do you bring charity back to the people who live in the country and pay taxes in the country? I think this is where we're heading. I really, really do. And so at the beginning of this video, when I said, should we be grateful for Keir Starmer? I think we should be grateful that Keir Starmer is so inept that he's made the choices he's made the mistakes he's made, because this is where we're heading. Don't forget, this is a tarot reading. It's for entertainment purposes only, and it's a snapshot of the energy of now. We're certainly heading in the direction of bringing things back into balance. You see, we've also got two balance cards here. We've got the Temperance and we've got the Six of Pentacles. It's about balance, balancing light and dark, what can be revealed and what is hidden. and balancing the pentacles, which is the balance in the material world. It's on about material balance, bringing balance back. But there's still this choice to be made. Then we've got the devil. We get the devil a lot with Keir Starmer and the Labour Party, and we get the Nine of Cups. So we've got this mental torture going off with Keir Starmer at the moment. He's being shown to be actually a wolf in sheep's clothing. The people who've been all right on progressive or Marxist ideologues are also upset by the fact that he has the nous to come out and say that we are living, or we could become a country that's living as an island of strangers. He's saying it as it is, and it's upsetting people. And then we've got the devil. There is an attachment. There's an attachment here. But he's also, look closely, the devil is a puppet master. This person here is on strings held by the devil. So there's only so far he can go because he is being controlled. Never think that a prime minister or a premier of a country is the top dog of the country. They are all having their strings pulled, all of them. There's always somebody above them. Cash your mind back, Larry Fink, BlackRock, Bill Gates, what's been happening with the countryside. Look what's happening with Serco taking over, trying to take over private landlords. Who does Serco belong to? The majority shareholder is BlackRock. These are the people that own the world, not the people who purport to run it. So he's doing what he can to stay top dog, but he's not top dog. He's attached to the idea of it, but he isn't. He's having his levers pulled. And then we've got this. This wolf needs to bring back charity. Needs to bring back what's the word? Charity back home rather than taking it out of our pockets. He needs to start putting it back into our pockets. And then we've got the Nine of Cups. This is self-sufficiency. He's just been turned down by the Albanian government. He's got agreements from Pakistan. He's got an agreement from Iraq and Afghanistan to send people back. There's one thing stepping in the way, and that's the lawyers. He can make this country self-sufficient and prosperous, standing on our own 2 feet without kowtowing to legal bodies that don't even reside in this country, that aren't employed by us or who aren't elected by us. This is his decision. The only way to bring charity back home is to be more isolationist. But to do that, you've got to ditch all your ideologies. You've got to ditch the net zero. You've got to ditch the ECHR. You've got to ditch our commitment to the United Nations, the WHO, the WEF, that they're all committed to, in order to save the country and bring charity back home. So, is this country about to face a revolution? Yes or no? Got the Ten of Swords. Betrayal. It's an ending, packing up and going. Tens are always about an end, but tens aren't the end of everything. It's about signalling something new. The Ten of Swords in the Rider-Waite is someone laid on prone position with 10 swords in the back. It's a death. It's a mental death. It's a spirit. It could be a spiritual death. It could be someone's betrayed you. This person's packing up and going. The Ten of Swords. It's an end of an era. Could this be The thing that is causing a lot of our economic woes right now, i.e. the hundreds of thousands, millions in fact, of people that have entered this country of late, in recent years, that aren't working, that are claiming benefits, that have taken housing spots that, really ideally should come to British people first. If you're talking about charity beginning at home, is there going to be an about face? One way or other, there is going to be an ending. And as it's a sword, it's a mental ending rather than a physical one. So, are we facing a complete reversal of all this, or an about face? It feels like an about face. Yes or no? Is this going to be an about face? Page of Pentacles. Well, pages are new and naive. Pages are messengers. Pentacles are about the material world. Anything you can get out the ground, basically. I think what this page is saying is that I think there's going to be a new deal with a different country that's not been mentioned yet, that's going to have economic dividends. I want one more. There is going to be another deal with somebody else, but I don't know who that is. So I'm not looking at revolution. This is all about choice. If they choose not to bring charity back home and start serving the British people first, and everybody else just has to whistle because they're not from here, I think there actually will be major unrest. But it's not feeling like major unrest. We've got two more. We've got the Ace of Wands and we've got the Ace of Swords. Isn't that weird? Two aces. Ace of Wands. So we've got the Page of Pentacles. Some message from another country. There's some sort of economic deal. We've got the Ace of Wands. New inspiration, a new idea, a new way forward. And then we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. It's not going to be rooted in truth. The Ace of Swords is about truth. It's about an idea. This a light bulb moment. The light bulb was switching on. It's not a light bulb moment. This Ace is in reverse. This is like a dulling down of something. There's an opportunity for a deal. It's a new deal. It's inspirational. It's never been done before, but it's going to get dimmed. And I think that's where the cards are just taking me right now. I'm not seeing revolution. I am seeing more and more and more people having their eyes opened to what's going on. There is enlightenment coming here. Light bulb moments. People are starting to realise, and the sort of people who would have stayed asleep and not cared forever, but even the people who are firmly on the side of Labour right now are very disgruntled by them for different reasons. But they are not happy with Keir Starmer. They are not happy. And he knows that the only way forward is to bring charity back home, to end this incessant cycle of immigration, and to be more self-sufficient. Whether we do it or not, I don't know. Remains to be seen. Anyway, I'm off and I'll speak to you later. Take care. Ta-ra!